Alright, so again, for this document or this project, we're going to do this 1920 by 1080. Alright, and then yes, we do import the Photoshop file. Should I bring it in already? Nope, good, I canceled that. So we can see that. So we always want to go to the library, and I'm going to choose this car door closing. That will be what's going to be my hit sound. I notice I have a duplicate layer in here. Just to avoid a little confusion, I'm going to uncheck that one, and we're going to then import it. So from that, now we'll start kind of building our scene here, our image. Alright, so that will be set in there like that. Maybe just for positioning, I will bring in the upper one. So I think what I'm going to do, right now these fit like this, but it's kind of taking up too much space. So I'm going to select both of them and then just scale it down so I can have a little bit of room for this to be around like that. Alright, so we have our basically our layout, and you would have 4 more of these appearances. Alright, so that in the end you have 5 draggable items, I believe is what the requirement for this was. Alright, so now at this point, once we have this kind of in our layout, we're going to convert it into a movie symbol. This time though, we're going to make it a movie clip. And very importantly, we have to name it as item 1, because that matches with our code. Just like when we were doing our scene navigation, we would have, it was really important that we had it corresponding to the scenes that we were linking to. So I'm not only going to make it item 1 here for our symbol name, but if I look at my properties up here at this instance name, I need to make that item 1 as well. Alright, so I made it into a movie clip. The name of the movie clip is item 1, and that's lowercase I, no space between the M and the 1. And then the same thing in your properties panel, that's going to be the instance of that. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is get the code, alright, that we need to make all this stuff happen. So if I go back to the blog, and I have it in here on Thursday. So if you take all this code here and copy it, and then in Animate, we paste it in, now we have our start to this, alright? That's definitely too much to be typing in, so definitely just copy and paste it. Now I was getting a little concerned this morning. I thought at this point it would test and it would work, but I think there's some missing things in here, so we really have to go and do a couple other things before we can really test to see this works.
Wait, how do you get to that again?
The code was in Thursday's blog.
No, the screen for it.
This screen? F9. Alright, so you can see here there's a variable, and it's telling us the origin is 1 in the X and 1 in the Y, and it's named item 1. Alright, so this is positioning. This is going to have to do with the sound, that the hit sound when it drops it. And then you see all this stuff here, event listener. So basically what it's doing when we test it, it's waiting for your mouse to perform some kind of action. And it's saying when that mouse is down, alright, it's going to drag the item and doing some things with positioning again. And then on your release, it's returning it back to that starting position. So that's kind of what all this stuff is saying here. And your reset button will bring it back. Alright, so once we have this set up in here, alright, now we're going to go and just basically make a reset button. So I'm just going to move my actions out of the way. You can use any shape you want, really. Let's see, I think the poly star, if we did this and no, I know in Illustrator and some other programs, if you add press the up or down arrow, it will make more sides. I'm kind of failing on that and remembering that in here. So we're just going to do this. Alright, we'll just make a simple shape here. Alright, maybe I'll just rotate it around just so it doesn't look quite so odd. All right, so you can use whatever shape, and also what I recommend here, before you make your button, it's all code in Thursday. This is all going to be recorded too, so you can come back and look at this. I do want to get through on one shot here. All right, so this would be our button. All right, so what you can do here, and I suggested this on the last project, select them both at one time, and then you're going to convert that to a symbol. And this is going to be called reset_BTN. All right, and I thought that this should have been a button, but I was looking back at my notes and stuff, and it should be a movie clip. All right, so kind of strange in that way, but that it is what it is there. All right, so we have, it's named reset button. We have to do the same thing in your instance name. Yep, reset_BTN. All right, and now the last thing we have to do is just rename our sound. So this is going to be called hit space sound, because if we look, I should be finding that in our code. Actually, I don't see it in there. But I know what we do have to do is maybe, actually, I wonder if that matters. Actually, let's see. If we don't have to name that, that would save one step. So I'll just rename this car door. And let's see if we just go in here and do this other part here. I know this is important. In this column that says linkage, we just type in the word B-O-I-N-G. All right, boing. All right, that's in the code, so that has to match up. So let's see. This should work, I believe, now. So we can drag the car over. We hear the sound, and then we press reset, and it goes back. So that is the concept of this project. All right. Now, for each other item that you would want draggable, you would basically copy all of this code, and actually I'll double check on this before I really direct you, but we're going to name it then items 2, and then change all the 1s in here to 2s. Anywhere where you would see item 1, it's going to have to change to item 2. So I believe we're just going to have to copy these lines here. I'm sorry, no, it would be from 1 through 29, and anywhere where you have those other origins, that would happen, it would be number 2 instead of 1. All right, so that's the process here with this. All right, I guess I will test out another appearance and make that to get the secondary and 2 through 5s to make that. But let's work on this first button first, and then hopefully we can get that working.